All right, everybody, if you're going to RV into Canada this year, you're going to want to stick around, and you got to hear what the border guard asked us that we definitely did not expect.
Let's get your passports, and you can just turn it off.
Okay, sure. We're going to show you exactly how we were prepared to get into Canada, what we researched, what we did, how we moved from our spacious Tiffin into our small 1999 Mini Winnie, and the border crossing itself. Hello, Canada!
Oh, Canada. I don't know the rest of the words.
No.
And if you don't know who we are, I'm Joel.
I'm Deb.
Our dog Maya's over there wandering around.
And we are chasing our sunshine. Joel and I have been full-time RVing now for 4 years. We do own 2 RVs. One is the Mini Winnie behind me. The other one is our 2018 Tiffin Allegro Red 33AA. We are retired law enforcement, both of us, and we had numerous questions on what it was like to cross the border in 2025. Did we have to pay tariffs? Did we have to pay any additional fees? And what were the questions? Let me tell you, we had a lot of prepping to do before we even got to Canada. So let me back up and tell you how we exactly got here to begin with. First, before we left Wisconsin, we ended up going to the store and stocking up on all the essentials that we knew we were going to need for this trip, and had to make sure that they actually fit in the Mini Winnie themselves.
So today it is hopefully the finalization of all of our errands in town. We'll find out. Hopefully we don't forget anything, because we got about 5 stops today and it's about 40 miles to get here. So we got to make sure we do everything right.
Yes, we already did our first stop, which was the bank. So we got some cash to bring along. Now we know that there's restrictions on bringing cash because we're having to cut through Canada to get to Alaska. So you have to bring under $10,000.
Which is no problem for us.
No problem. We're not taking anywhere close to $10,000. We did get some smaller bills and some large ones in case we run into a place that doesn't have electricity, maybe, or their machines are down, so that we could pay cash instead. And we plan on, once crossing the border, getting some Canadian money too.
Loonies and toonies. Sign our favorite pickles on the face of the earth. Big old sale.
All right. Well, mission accomplished here at Woodman's.
So far, yep.
But we still got Costco to go.
My favorite spot.
We'll see. How expensive is this going to be? But we are literally loading up with supplies for the next 4 months.
Yeah, most of it's all the dry goods stuff, so it'll travel well and hopefully last us quite a while.
So, hopefully.
Not 4 months worth.
All right.
Got to watch that weight. Not ours, but for the RV.
That's true. Can't bring everything.
No.
So, all right, let's get checked out and see what our damage is. All right, our first stop was a good one, and it cost us $153.85 plus another $20 because I went over and got a box wine.
True.
So. You sure?
I'm sure.
That's what he wants.
It's my choice. If you watch the show very long, you know I'm a Jack Daniels fan, but the prices are getting pretty far up there. And Kirkland brand's pretty darn close, so I'm cheap.
All right, pick a lane, any lane.
I don't want to, because I don't want to hear the total. Ouch.
So there was definitely some things that we prioritized to bring with us. We did buy a big bulk thing of paper towel and toilet paper, and also we loaded up on peanut butter, spaghetti sauce, pickles, especially the brand that we love, and some other dry goods. So we wanted to minimally affect our costs by being able to prepare and have this food with us. I also did research using the Canadian website itself to see what we could and could not bring and the amounts of food that we could and can't bring to Canada itself. You're going to want to avoid all fruits and vegetables according to their website. And I'll leave a link actually to the website right here because it literally changes all the time. We limited our food to meats that had a marking that said product of the USA and made sure all the meat products were frozen. We did not bring any fruits and vegetables, and we limited our dairy because there's certain amounts that you can only bring. And that's a hard thing to do, is limit your cheese when you're from Wisconsin and want to bring it with.
All right, it's time, I guess.
Yep, we're about to roll out and make our way to Alaska. I'm so excited.
It's a couple years coming, but today's the day. We've been planning. Deb's been doing a great job packing the mini Winnie the last few days.
Oh my God, I got 8,395 steps in just between the mini Winnie and the Tiffin right over here.
Yeah, it's right there. So
yesterday.
You can see well, not as much today because it rained last night, but so we've got the Tiffin all stored away. We've got the tanks treated. We've got the slides in, the air conditioning set at 80 degrees, I think, just to keep it going. And we've got the the refrigerator shut off, and we have some of the cupboards propped open. We think that'll be the best for airflow and keeping it cool throughout and moisture out, hopefully. If you've got any ideas of what we should do different, let us know. It's too late now, but we'll do it next time.
I did put some dryer sheets out and about through the RV, along with some little containers with half coffee, half baking soda. That's supposed to keep any unusual smells.
Right.
We're not expecting any, but we're going to be gone for 4 months.
Right, and we've already done the whole Irish soap throughout the rig. We do that year round. We just have it there, so we've never had a problem. So hopefully that'll keep it out. We also have some friends looking after it, so we'll be good there.
All right, let's hit the road.
All right. So as Deb and I headed across North Dakota, we decided to change our plans and head a little bit further south than the northern plan we had made, because we wanted to meet up with our caravan sooner. So we met up with Lynn and Danny from RV America and Debbie and Jerry from McNeil's on Wheels in Great Falls and spent a night there before heading up to the border.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Today is the day.
We're leaving the USA.
Yes, we've stayed 2 nights at Great Falls RV Park in Great Falls, Montana. It's an okay place for an overnight before we head to the border. Pretty nerve-wracking. We've never done this before, but in our RV.
Right, we've crossed borders before, but not in an RV. We think we got rid of everything we're not supposed to have.
Yeah,
as far as food-wise.
Yeah. Because you're not supposed to have any meat or whatever that isn't in its original containers, and it has to be marked made in the USA. Joel's got a door open, so sorry about the dinging. And sorry about the road noise. That's one issue with this RV park.
Yeah, it's right on the highway.
We're full for gas, but it was 9 o'clock ETA of leaving, and it is 8:48, so let's head on over to the front office and line up.
See what they're doing.
So we stopped at a gas station to top off, probably because we're now going to be heading into Canada, and we're going to have to start doing that whole conversion thing. And math is hard, right? Actually, I downloaded a gas conversion app from liters to gallons so we can know the pricing. But we actually haven't been doing as bad as we thought for gas mileage. Joel has been keeping track, and our last leg, we made what?
9.75 miles per gallon.
Pretty dang good.
Difference.
We are waiting for the others to pull out of the gas station here. We're gonna head back and head to the border crossing, and we'll let you know how it goes. Some tips for sure are to know your license plate, have your paperwork ready. We don't know if they'll ask for Maya's stuff here or not, but we have that ready. We have our passports, we have our insurance, we have our insurance papers showing that we're covered in Canada for the Mini Winnie.
And then to the right, and then make left, correct? 10-4. Sign right there. See it.
Being in a caravan, it's always smart to have walkie-talkies. And when you get to the border, make sure you take your sunglasses and hats off. Have one person talking at the border, answering all the questions. So it's much easier. I'm going to try to distract Maya with some peanut butter, I think, because she likes to bark. So let's head to Canada. Hello.
Hello.
We'll see your passports. And you can just turn it off.
How did that border crossing go?
Yeah, we're going to have to sit down to talk about this one.
So our caravan headed up to the border on May 23rd.
Yes, we did, and because of where we were heading, which was a campground right across the border for one night, we ended up using the Del Bonita crossing just north of Cut Bank, Montana.
Yeah, we were originally going to go through Sweetgrass, but we noticed that after going through there, we were going to have to cut across anyway, so it just made it easier to go through that other crossing.
Yes, and I would have to say that the roads getting there are big rig friendly, and it was a very nice crossing. We left the little town of Cut Banks and have been zigzagging basically through the countryside, and for a while we were wondering, is there even a border crossing this way?
Just popped up.
And it just literally popped up that we're going to hit the country border. I think it's been about 20 some miles.
Yeah, there's 1 mile left, it looks like.
And so then we're going to go through the border, but it just seemed like it took forever to get here. It's beautiful countryside. See? That's what it looked like. And all we saw was cows the whole entire way. So we'll see how Del Bonita crossing is. Here it goes.
Yeah, it's on one of the smaller ones, I think.
Oh, it was tiny. And I actually read a review on it that said this border crossing is way better than Sweetgrass because Sweetgrass can be backed up by 3 miles and there's really no one ever at this border crossing.
Yeah, other than us 3 rigs, there were 2 more vehicles that came up behind us, mostly just because, you know, we were driving pretty slow, but otherwise there was nobody else there. I think the border guard was bored.
I think he was very bored.
Until we got there.
McNeil's on Wheels went first, and followed by RV America, and then it was our turn. No.
As we were driving to the border, we were all kind of talking on the walkie-talkies of what type of questions they were going to ask, and we have your passports ready, your registrations ready, maybe your health insurance cards ready and whatnot. So Deb was quizzing me because she thought that I was going to have to do all the talking. But as we pulled up to the border crossing, the guard shack was on the passenger side, so she had to do all the talking.
Which completely took us off guard, but luckily I knew all the answers to all the questions we thought they were going to ask.
Here.
Hello.
Hello.
We'll see your passports. And you can just turn it off.
Okay, sure. We're trying to distract her with peanut butter.
She just has to say hi once to bark.
Where's home?
We are domiciled in South Dakota.
Okay. How do you know everyone?
We're friends with all of them. We originally met Lynn and Danny probably 3 or 4 years ago and have RV'd with them.
Oh, okay.
And we just met the McNeils 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because they're friends.
They're
They grew up together.
friends.
Oh, okay. But everyone lives in different states.
In
but
different
you kinda know each other through RVing and camping
Yes.
and stuff. Okay.
And then Lynn and Debbie are lifelong friends. They've known each other for 40 years and we're in the same church and stuff from Tennessee.
Okay. So what brings you up to Canada?
We are cutting through to head to Alaska, but more importantly, Banff.
Okay. How long are you going to be in Canada?
24 days.
Okay. And how long are you going to be in Alaska?
Alaska is 2 months.
Okay. And what are you bringing up with you besides clothing?
Clothing, we have food for us and the dog,
Okay.
and that's about it. And just our regular stuff for having in the RV to live.
Okay. Anything you plan to leave, sell, or give away in Canada?
No,
Any gifts for anybody?
no,
Any alcohol?
yes.
How much?
We have a bottle of whiskey for him, and I have a box wine.
Okay. How big is the bottle?
The bottle is that square thing
For the whiskey?
for the whiskey.
Okay. Like a liter, couple liters?
I think it's a 175.
One-
Okay. Any other alcohol?
No,
Tobacco?
no,
Cannabis?
no,
Currency equal to or greater than 10,000?
no,
No? Firearms?
no,
Weapons?
no,
Last time there was a firearm in the vehicle?
never.
Never? There you go.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good one.
All right,
Stay
thank you.
warm. Be safe. And like that, we're through. Hello, Canada.
Oh, Canada. I don't know the rest of the words.
No. All right. Let's head north. Let's recap exactly what happened at the border real fast.
Yeah, so what surprised us the most?
Was that the crossing guard was on the passenger side, not on the driver's side.
And the question about how we knew the other people we were traveling with. Apparently that's a specific question that's being asked if you're traveling together.
Yes. Things to prepare for is, especially if you're carrying alcohol across the border, know the amounts and what kind and be honest about it.
Yeah, they got pretty specific about the sizes of the boxes of the wine or the bottles, so you're going to want to know all that.
The key questions to be prepared for is how many travelers are in your personal RV, any weapons or firearms, how much alcohol, what are you bringing into Canada, how much, if you're bringing anything over $10,000, and
if you're going to leave, sell, or gift anything while you're in Canada.
and cannabis and tobacco.
Right.
Our biggest tip is make sure both of you are prepared to possibly answer these questions.
Correct. Have your documents readily handy and just be honest.
Yeah, the documents that we needed were just our passports. That's all they asked for.
Yeah, you might be different, but for us it was just the passports that he took. Again, be prepared to talk about what supplies you have with you. For us it was basically just our RVs and clothing, but if you're bringing anything else in, make sure you're going to be able to talk about what you have. Right, for us, the whole process was super smooth. The guard was really friendly. He was thorough, but very friendly, and I think Maya's barking lightened the mood.
And like that, we have to switch over to kilometers.
There we go.
All right.
Debbie, did he come in your rig like he did ours? Yeah, he came on in and stood here and talked to us. He was very nice. I thought he was too. He asked me about alcohol, drugs, and cash. We had over 10,000. Yep, that's about it.
All right, that's the real deal about crossing from the U.S. into Canada in 2025 in your RV. If this was helpful and you liked it, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, because we're going to be documenting our travels in Alaska this summer. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on what we have.
Yes, we're gonna have hopefully an epic adventure as we're standing here in Banff, Canada right now. Look at these views behind us. And if you've had similar experiences or any other advice for fellow RVers on crossing into Canada from the US, please put them in the comments, because helping each other out in the community makes what the RV community is all about. We so appreciate all of you taking the time to watch our video, and make sure you guys keep chasing your sunshine, and we'll see you on the next video.
Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.
I got to go kill this ground squirrel.
No, not in a national park.
I'm not. He's just very noisy.